Welcome to another edition of the Faith to Faith Gospel Cast. My guest today, I don't want you to be disappointed because you're going to look at him and be like, oh, Tom got the guy from Parks and Rec. What's that guy's name? Blah, blah, blah. Man, it's not that guy. It's a lookalike. His name is Tom Haverford is the guy from Parks and Rec. This guy is Nathaniel Saeroon. He's a really cool guy. There's a lot to talk about. I know you've never heard of him before, but we'll unpack it right after this. Welcome to the Faith to Faith Gospel Cast, where we talk about all things related to God, faith, missions, leadership, side hustles, and what Jesus is doing in the next generation. I'm your host, Tommy Ashiro, and I want to welcome you to the program. If you like what you hear, hit the subscribe button and come back for a new episode each week. With all that said, let's jump into today's episode. So Nate, what's up, man? It's great to have you on the show today.
I'm so glad to be here, Tom. This is my first time in this part of CT. It looks so different because I'm from New York. So
yes,
the green
and not New York State.
Me.
You're from New York City
yeah,
because New York State actually does look like this.
Yeah, that's true. Upstate New York, so much green. We have no green in Manhattan.
But you're a city boy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you live in Manhattan right now, whole
True.
life, or?
No, I moved around the boroughs. Sometimes I was in Queens, Brooklyn, but mainly Manhattan. We've stayed around there.
That's cool. I don't know a lot of people that are full on New York City folks.
Really?
So that's pretty cool. I know a couple, but I think New York just has all that mystery because it's like that city that never sleeps. So there's always something going on.
Yeah, we're always really restless, and we're always crazy. There's a lot of crackheads all around. It's
not just that. It's like if I want to have dim sum at 11 p.m., there's somewhere in New York that's going to serve me dim sum.
That's true. And whenever I go outside of New York and I want a late night anything, nothing's open. It affects me because I'm like, what do you mean nothing's open?
Exactly.
Why are you sleeping?
Which is basically dinner last night. We were coming back from a HowToLife event, and pretty much the entire drive from Worcester back here to Connecticut was nothing. There was nothing.
Yeah, no. That was my first time at Johnny Rockets.
Really?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we end up going to Mohegan Sun, which those of you who are local know and understand. For the rest of you, I'm not going to explain it because I don't want any judgment. But we took the pack dog. We go there. We're in the middle of the night. We make it there just in time just to find out they were going to serve us burgers all night anyway. Yeah. So we were good. And the waitress was cool, wasn't she?
Yeah, she was. She drew a Pac-Man for you.
Exactly, out of ketchup.
Out of ketchup, yeah.
She was making little artwork for us. Yeah, definitely cool. But anyway, I digress. We were talking about New York City, and that you're from the city, and you have a function in New York for HowToLife. We just referenced that. The HowToLife Movement. We talk about HowToLife a lot on this show. Tell me what your role is for HowToLife. Got you.
So basically, I'm the New York City leader, along with I'm on staff. So I run the Northeast. You guys know it's a global ministry. So they're splitting up the U.S. by different regions.
Okay.
Now, normally Riley would just run the U.S., but now I run the Northeast. That's from Maine to Virginia.
Dang, that's a big region.
Yeah, but we don't have people in all of that region anyway. When we do, then it'll be a little bit more stressful, but it's all right. But I help out all the event directors that are starting up events, along with doing just evangelistic work in the city. And
that's cool. Now, is this a big picture play for you? Because this is a new role, but are you man, I love HowToLife. I could see myself here for a long time.
I really could. I want to get plugged into anywhere that I absolutely can, mainly because it's just the mission. I just have a heart for the mission, the people. Even beyond just Gen Z, New York City has a lot of homeless people, and so I really want to not just cater what I'm doing towards Gen Z, but while I'm a leader in New York, you're doing ministry every day, man.
That's true. There's always something going on.
New York feels like all of the Northeast in one because there's so many people. There's so many different things going on.
It's the whole world in one. It's not just
basically.
The Northeast.
Yeah.
Literally, the whole world comes to New York, and you can find anyone from anywhere in the world in New York.
Every single nation is just gathered.
I was in New York last Friday walking the Brooklyn Bridge, and I was with this girl, and someone stopped us on the Brooklyn Bridge oh, hey. And they went to high school together.
No way.
And they didn't go to high school in the Northeast. It was somewhere random.
like Ohio or
the
something.
heck?
It was just really random. But that's the kinds of things that happen in New York, right?
That's true.
Because
Yeah.
everybody's trying to get there, visit there, be there. And actually, your time coming into How to Life was at a pretty strategic time, because just a few months ago, we had a How to Life retreat in New York, which I think is the biggest retreat How to Life's ever had.
I think so.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was, because I've been to quite a few of them. And then that kind of like slid and culminated right into an evangelistic outreach in New York City.
Oh, yeah.
In Manhattan.
Yep.
What was the subway stop right there?
14th Street.
Is 14th Street?
Yeah.
And I thought I got off at like Union.
It's 14th Street's Union.
Oh, okay. So Union Square is right there. See, I don't know these things. That's why I need city
Union
boy
Square.
like you to
You're
explain.
good.
I mean, that's like the heart of
No,
New
not
York
really.
City.
Times Square.
Yeah, Times Square, but Union. All right, whatever.
Union's like downtown's 14th. Times Square's like 42nd.
But like I'm like thinking about like the financial district and. Like,
I think you have to go even lower.
Even lower to get
yeah,
that.
that's like Wall Street.
That's true. It is Wall Street, but it's like right there in the middle of all the action.
It's in the middle of both.
Everything right in the middle of all the action, and it was at a strategic place because the Salvation Army. I can't remember the name of it.
It's a Centennial Memorial
Temple.
Temple. Yes, it's called Temple. It's so weird.
I don't know why it's called Temple.
I rebuke that.
But that that theater is like pretty epic, because that's where like Hillsong New York City launched its church.
Right.
There's been lots of cool events over the years in that place. So super epic place in the city.
Hillsong used to be my home church.
Oh, really?
Yeah, my mom was in the choir for a bit.
No
I was
way.
like a wee little child.
That's really cool. So yeah, it's a pretty epic place to have church gatherings, evangelistic outreach. It's very accessible. And actually very expensive too.
True.
Like doing evangelism in the city can be very pricey.
Yeah.
So,
Normally we have to fundraise for our events.
Yeah.
Jordan was kind of just like, you don't have to stress about that. And it's New York. Nobody's going to.
Actually, like I remember the backstory. I won't like throw out all the laundry, but I do think it's important for people to understand the tension of these things, because How to Life is a student missionary movement. Like you guys raise support to be on staff, right?
Yeah.
So you're currently doing that now,
Currently,
I'm guessing.
I am.
You're raising support to be on staff. But even before you're on staff, if you want to do a How to Life event, you have to be a young person. And the team that you form has to be young people. And you're going for it. And so there's a lot of inexperience there. So there's a lot of mistakes and a lot of problems that maybe if you brought in the professionals or whatever, a little bit older, a little bit more seasoned, maybe some of that stuff's gone. But in place of that, you get passion and this organic, explosive potential, which doesn't happen in every How to Life event, to be honest. Like that's the thing about movement, is sometimes it pops off and sometimes it's like, what happened there?
Right.
And the quality control across the board is different in every place, right? So I do remember like kind of New York's had many successful events, not in Manhattan, but in other boroughs. There's been sustained success, and we'll have some of those How to Life leaders on the show at different points, because it's great stories to tell, because each time it happens in New York, it's a breakthrough.
Oh, yeah.
Isn't it?
Sure.
And the very first How to Life New York event, they had it's 5 boroughs, right?
Mm-hmm.
All 5 boroughs represented. This is well before your time, guys.
Yeah,
Years
this
before
was
you.
Laura, I think.
Yeah, Laura did that. We'll have her as a guest for sure on the show.
Okay.
And so that as a breakthrough was phenomenal to see, and brought some big guns in for that. But I remember having this talk with Jordan, and he's like, okay, even though quality control varies from place to place, that will not happen in New York. Like I will not allow it as the leader of this organization. We're going to step in and we're going to give it our best shot, everything we got.
Yeah.
So like, let's talk about strategy, because I met you on the cusp of the lead up to the event. We went out, we had a dinner. I was flying to London to do How to Life and Circuit Riders and Global Network event in London. And I met you guys for dinner in the city before that. And I crashed in on your internship where everybody was up in an apartment, like preparing for the event, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that was the night that the posters came out for the first time, right?
That's true.
Yeah, so I'm looking at the poster and going, "Oh, this looks great." and truthfully, because of all that drama lead up, where Jordan's kind of seizing control, which caused tension in How to Life NYC early on, because it was Jordan pulling it back and making sure certain things worked.
Yeah.
Was not typical of How to Life based on all the things I just said.
It definitely
right?
wasn't.
So, but Jordan's instincts were right, and he proved that he was right by just giving you a little bit of extra guidance. And
no, I absolutely love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was never opposed to that because I knew that I couldn't handle it. I was first event director at 17. It took 2 years
crazy.
for the event to actually happen.
Right.
And when I was elected event director, I've never actually been to an event before.
Right.
And so I had to go to all these other ones like the Bronx and Brooklyn, Queens, Virginia. And even spoke at the Bronx. So my second How to Life event was the one that I spoke at, and I didn't even know what I was doing. Right. Nobody taught me what it meant to be on a prayer team. So Jordan's guidance really there, like I really appreciate that because it gave me extra accountability.
Yep.
Though like there are some moments where I wished I could have led a bit more. We worked well together.
Yep.
For like his vision, our vision, and most importantly, remaining on like what is God's vision.
Yeah.
And when I was leading my team, I really had pressured them to like think, okay, we're thinking a lot of things. Let God lead for this one. But here's we have to do the work for it.
Yeah, right. But here's the thing: is because you submitted yourself to Jordan, you'll probably have more ability to do that in the next go around.
That's true.
And there will always be the next thing. I've been doing this for 25 years. There's always the next bigger, and most epic, better, awesomer.
And NYC was epic, dude.
It was epic. So
epic.
let's go back to that pre-time where I met you.
Yeah.
In the upper room of that apartment where they're making the posters and everybody's hustling. Tell me who was in that room and what you guys were doing at that point. Because that was where things were starting to ramp up.
That was the room where it happened.
Right. So tell me about that room. So what was that place? It was like
So this was a mission house.
Mission house.
It was on the Upper West Side of Manhattan.
How many floors up?
Like we were staying in the 4th floor.
Okay.
And it was in a church that's in a building.
There's a church in there?
That was a church. The 1st floor was a church.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't even know that. I just thought we were in an apartment building.
No.
We went up the stairs.
Yeah, you went up the stairs,
and
right?
I'm like, what are we doing? Like,
no, yeah. It was, some days there wasn't AC, but average mission house. I mean, not AC because it was winter. There wasn't heat. This was in January. Okay. The event was in March. And that's when I met you for the first time, like 2 months before the event.
Right.
And so we had named this all of January. I coined this, but we all use it. Operation Apostello-Henosis, which is Greek for mission unity. And what we did was, not we, but Jordan had flew over so many missionaries, How to Life missionaries from all over the world.
Where?
From Mexico. So we had 2 from Mexico. Okay. We had David.
Yes,
we had
I
Priest,
met David.
And then
Priscilla, right?
Yes, Priscilla.
I met both of them.
And we had 2 from Canada. We had Ia and we had Kayla.
Oh, the state of Canada. Just kidding. Trump said he's going to make it permanent.
Soon, maybe.
Yeah, they were so mad at me because that night I was singing the song and I was like, "Oh, Canada, our 51st state," and they were like,
"No, they don't like that.
They didn't like.
They don't like that at all."
But it was fun for me. Anyway,
it's fun for me too. I make that joke all the time.
Totally. So you had Kayla and Ia.
And
Ia, she's gone on to do some cool stuff with us too.
She designed our sweatshirts.
That's sick.
Yeah.
We should put that print up right now. So Ia, let's put Ia. Moment for Ia. It's happening. Okay. All right. So back. So you had the Canadians, you had the Mexicans. So North America covered. Mm-hmm. Americans, Canadians, Mexicans. Where else?
We had big man Africa. Kyle Rigney himself.
Oh, he's been on the show.
Yes,
that's
sir.
The one. If the audience remembers, that's the one where I called that girl and like try to find out what they were up to. Yeah. Anyway, it's all good.
Gus mentioned.
Gus.
What?
Yeah, it was a good episode. Go back. I'm gonna actually reference that point out from this video to that in case you want to watch that part because it was very funny.
It was great.
It was a good moment. All right. Okay, keep going.
Yeah, and he's in South Africa, and then we had, what's his name from Europe? Zach.
Luke?
No, we didn't Luke. We had Zach. Warrior for God. Yeah, Zach Robinson.
He wasn't in the room when I was there.
No, he was. He came after you because he didn't like you.
No, I didn't. I met him in London. Like I flew.
That's right, because he was planning an event.
Right. So I flew from dinner with you guys. The next day I was with them in London.
Yeah, that's right, because they had chosen generation.
And that's where I met them.
Yeah.
So, but he wasn't quite here yet. So
no.
Back up.
So
so who else was in that room?
I'm trying to remember who was in the room where Riley, our U.S. coordinator.
That's right. We call him Ginger Jesus because of this big beard. Also, flash photo of Riley.
Mm-hmm.
Ginger Jesus.
Shout out Riley.
Great.
Love that guy.
And then what else?
Riley. And I honestly think that was it. We had Cheyenne.
Cheyenne.
And
she's
Jordan.
Connecticut, but she's like its own country in a way.
I think that's it. I think those are the missionaries that we
Jordan
had.
markets her as someone from New Jersey, though, even though she's a Connecticut.
Well, she lives in Jersey City.
She does, but she's Connecticut.
Yeah, that's true.
100%.
She 100% is.
And then did others come and join also in the ramp up?
Along the way, we had like Issa, who was an intern with me. She's from New Jersey. Yeah. And just obviously my team, but other than my team, we had some people here and there. Like Luke had come in. Yep. But Luke came in for a day.
Catherine, and she goes to Wheaton in Chicago, but where's she from?
She's from everywhere at this
point.
She's from Malaysia.
Yeah, Malaysia.
Her parents are like missionaries there.
It's awesome.
I think one of her parents are on board for HowToLife actually.
Her mom just joined the board.
That's cool.
A couple months ago. That's really cool. So what were you guys doing in that upper room? Besides, were you praying in tongues?
Dude,
what was happening?
Obviously, like tongues of fire were all over the place, bro. We were speaking in Greek, African, like all of them. Oh, wow. Mm-hmm.
That's amazing.
We were praying, and sometimes, like, they would speak in their own languages that weren't tongues, but...
No, that's cool. Actually, we did have a prayer time where that was going down, so that was pretty cool.
Yeah,
actually.
It was cool to hear people like pray in Spanish, and I was like, guys, slow down, y'all are so fast.
I know. Exactly.
But it was cool. To me, it was tongues.
Yeah,
but to them, it wasn't. Yeah, so it was a little Pentecostal moment.
Okay. So, but seriously, I think people who are like curious about like, okay, so what do you do and all that?
Yeah. Why were we all in there? What is Operation Epistolognosis? That was, we were going through the entire, like, if you imagine a map of all the boroughs, we were going through all of the boroughs to connect to every single church that we possibly could.
How many churches do you think you connected
we
with?
We have a spreadsheet actually, the exact number.
Yeah, but you got to like...
personal connections. We made, like, the churches that really, really, really liked us. Yeah. Like, over 20 churches, which was great.
Cool. Okay, so most engaged groups.
Yeah.
20. But how many connections did you make to get that 20?
In total, we went over 70 churches in 1 month.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Now, it's amazing for a couple reasons. Because, number one, in the past, HowToLife has not had a strength in connecting with churches per se and like having intentional time leading up to events. A lot of times it feels like students are like, oh, yeah, last minute. Oh, we should have talked to this person, should have talked to them. So it's all happening in 48 hours before the event, which is really tough for trying to get churches to do stuff.
Right.
So to have that kind of intentionality to be months out and knocking on doors is really sick.
Yeah, and some of these were well-known churches like Brooklyn Tabernacle. Literally had us spoke at their young adult group.
That's amazing.
And Church of the City as well. They were a huge help, huge sponsor for us as well.
Amazing.
And they even helped us get our venue. And I think we also had like some Hillsong here and there. But other than that, my favorite part was connecting to the small local churches because that's really where it's at. And I mean, obviously, like, some churches just didn't like us here and there, but I know by God's grace, some of them actually still came. And even Jordan's home church came, Movement Church, shout out Movement. Cool. They're amazing.
And I think what was really cool is like, okay, so you did outreach to 70 to get 20 to get how many people are in the room? Do you know the number?
Over 550.
Yeah, 550-ish were there. So think about those kind of demographics. A city of millions. And you have to fly in an international team, about a dozen people or so, who then hit the streets to hit 70, to get 70 meetings, to get 20 on board.
Right.
Like to get 550 in the room, those are crazy numbers. That's a lot of momentum.
That's such a blessing too.
It's
awesome. I'm so grateful for God for that.
Now, how many kids came to Christ at this event?
Over 118. Some people didn't do a response card, so we can't
tell.
And
I think 70, I said it on Sia's episode, but I think it was 72 or something were first-time decisions.
Yeah.
which is unbelievable.
I think for me, that was one of the first times that I shared the gospel message. And so for me,
we
that was
didn't
a
tell
landmark.
that detail yet. So,
Oopsie daisy.
You just gave us a look.
Daisy.
No, that's cool.
That was a landmark for me.
Yeah. High five for that. Let's do that. Bro, I'm an evangelist. I'm also a coach to evangelists. That right there is my whole reason why, like what you did on that night and why I love HowToLife. And even when it's doesn't feel that evangelistic, still like it because that's the direction it's moving students' hearts and minds is to thinking about the gospel, to getting excited about the gospel. And what I'm wondering if it occurred to you in that moment when all those people are making decisions to follow Christ, if you're like, oh man, this is why we spent all this money and raised all this money and gathered all these people and hit the streets and worked like beasts and did all the artwork and put up all those posters and rallied all those youth groups for this moment.
Yeah, 100%. Dude.
It sets it apart from other kinds of things because when you go to a Christian concert, that's not what's happening there.
That's true.
It's really not. Like, the whole moment isn't being engineered for that moment. The prayer teams, the trainings, the prayer meetings that you're doing, the training time where you're trying to put all the people in the right spot, getting all the technicians together. Some of those elements do happen at a Christian concert or even just a regular concert, but the engineering isn't for a moment in time.
Yeah. So for our prayer meetings, for that like moment, full circle moment, I looked at that and I was like, this is why we spent so much time doing what we did.
Yes.
And so we were filming content so much. We were meeting up at the office for like at 9 a.m. I don't wake up that early.
You did this morning.
And yeah, that's true.
I was like, hey, get out of bed. Wakey.
Yeah.
It was awesome.
And dude, these guys were visiting churches as early as they had to wake up at 6 a.m. and they got home at like 8 p.m., sometimes even 11, because it's like 4 to 5 services a day. And so that was all in the month of January.
Yeah.
And so for me, I looked at that. I was like,
amazing.
God, I just love you so much because you don't make us work without purpose.
He'll
never make you work without purpose.
That is amazing.
And so when I looked at that, and I'm literally seeing, when I did the altar call, I said, if your friend raised their hand, but they're too shy to come up, literally drag them there. And I look and I see this group of girls, and it's a bunch of them. They were all girls for some reason, dragging this one girl out of the island, even over there, just dragging their friends and coming up. And to me, I was like, that is the tear off the roof moment that we need. That is wow.
What does tear off the roof moment mean? Just unpack that so nobody misses.
Yeah, so it's when Jesus was preaching in someone's house.
Yep.
And basically, there was a paralyzed man, and they couldn't get through the crowd. So the friends of this paralyzed man literally brought him up. They tore off the roof of the house Jesus was preaching in, and they lowered him down because of their friend's faith, and then he was healed. Get up and walk.
Let's go. So you had the tear off the moment observed.
Yeah.
But I want to take everybody back to the back room.
Yeah.
Because I was backstage. I was back there with other speakers in the band and observing and was watching as you were trying to ready yourself for that moment. And it looked like it was a painful moment for you. Let's talk about that.
Yeah. I have to try really hard to remember that because not gonna lie, a lot of it's repressed. Because
I'm gonna take you deep. I'm gonna take you deep in it.
No, let's do it.
Don't break down on this moment because I want people to understand. Number one, when you're doing evangelism, it's spiritual warfare.
100%.
You're battling in one of the most wicked cities on the planet.
Yeah.
I'm not trying to curse New York. I'm just saying,
it's the truth.
It's money, it's power, it's fame. LA's the same. There's a few other cities around the world that are at that level, but it is one of the darkest places.
Yeah.
And you're in the heart of it, getting ready to declare God's word to people who need Jesus.
Right.
And you were feeling it.
I was.
What were you feeling? Like, at what point in the day? Because I would say I saw you at a retreat, which we haven't really talked about retreat, but the retreat slid into the event.
Yeah.
And I saw you earlier in the day, and you seemed all right. At what point in the day did you like, oh man?
At the retreat, I was completely fine. I loved it. I was like, oh my gosh, so many people.
Yeah.
And then the next day was day 3 of the retreat was the event. Was it 2? I don't remember. And it was in the morning. It was literally in the morning. And it was simply because my team wasn't showing up. We had over 125 members in our team chat.
Okay.
And
were they late or were they just no shows?
No shows. No. We meant to evangelize at Union Square, 11 a.m. Everyone be there. Not even like 25 people were there.
Did you ever think that might have been a Gideon kind of moment? Did that ever occur to you?
I thought about it because I love Judges 6. I love the story of Gideon. But also I was thinking, Lord, where are their hearts for revival? It's clearly not as strong as like the burden you've placed within me. And I was very, very hurt by that, because though like he made up for it because of the retreat people, God's faithfulness will always overcome other people's. So like, let's
slow that down a little bit, because I know what you're talking about. People listening.
Oh, you're right.
So all the people attending the retreat, 100 plus, piled in to help you do the evangelism in prep for the event.
They did.
But the people that you were depending on didn't show. I said Gideon moment, which means God got Gideon army together to go fight the bad guys. God tells him to send the troops home.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait, what? How am I supposed to win this thing?
Mm-hmm.
And you were in that moment where you were like, bro, this is my people. This is my shield.
And even some of the people that had shown up we were supposed to evangelize. Like that's our main thing.
Yeah.
These guys we had a time where we went to eat, and then we're like, okay, you guys ate, let's go evangelize. A lot of my team was faithful to that, which I love. The little that we had, they were faithful.
Yep.
Half of that, I just lost track of them. I don't know where they went. They weren't picking up their phone calls. Someone tells me, oh, they're in Whole Foods,
hanging out,
eating, getting food. And I'm like, oh, are they evangelizing in Whole Foods? Someone said they will. That didn't happen. And while we were supposed to be in unity together, walk to the venue, our team is just split up. Nobody's picking up their phone. And I felt like, God, first of all, my team's not showing up. And the people that have shown up, half of them are, how can you make me a leader with no one to lead? That was my main question.
There's so many things I want to pick apart right now, but I want to stay on track for the moment of decision.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So you're feeling that. You've got this inner angst. You're disappointed in your team.
Yeah.
You feel like you're walking into this event spiritually off. So hours later, now you're getting to the venue.
Yeah.
And you start shutting down. What's happening? What's going on?
So many things are happening without my permission, right? I was the event director of this, so basically that meant that any decision would have to be signed off by me. But the program was being changed without me knowing that it was being changed by other people. And I still don't, to this day, I don't know who was doing that. Mm-hmm. I just know that Kyle came up to me and said, Nate, I don't know what's going on. The program's being changed. And I stopped him because I didn't know that it was being changed. I was like, well, what do you mean? It's not changed unless I say it's changed. And that's final. And one of the guys that were running the venue didn't know that we had a panel going on. And there were a lot of communication issues. And I ended up like getting into like a little thing here and there with a person that ran the venue in front of everyone. I just like got yelled at. I think you might have been there. I don't even remember. But I was, and then immediately after I got yelled at, like a bunch of people came over to pray over me because I was just like, what just happened? I'm just trying my best.
Yeah.
Like in a world where I'm trying to do my best, there's so much stress all over the place.
Oh man. Yeah. Wow.
And it was my first time. It was really my first time, and everyone's running over the place.
Absolutely.
People aren't showing up. Yep. People are showing up when they're not supposed to be showing up, super, super late. And they're like, what do I do now? It was a total mess. But at the same time, I hear from the crowd, the people in the congregation are like, that didn't look like a mess at all. It looked completely fine. So I know that God had it all under control. Even though I was feeling a total storm, my faith was still, you know what? Philippians 1:6 that says that he began the work and he will see it through.
That's right. It does.
I'm gonna hold on to that.
He'll complete the work he starts.
Yeah.
And then you got up there and took the stage and pulled it together. In fact, like when I say that you were MIA, like you were so MIA that we were having chatter of like, what if Nate doesn't come back to do this?
Really?
Like, it was to that level. We were that nervous that you were so rattled that we were coming up with a backup plan in case you didn't come back.
No way.
Josiah is just giving us the warning that we need to take a break. So we'll be right back after this.
Okay.
At Genie, we're passionate about creating moments of evangelistic innovation that would shape a generation.
At Genie, we create a gospel movement that goes beyond a festival.
At Genie, we're all about finishing God's mission, because finishing his mission is what matters most.
So we're back, and we're talking about the How to Life event, New York City, and it was getting so good. We're talking about that, like preparing for that moment of decision, and Nate, the travail you had, we weren't even sure you were going to come back out, and so we're trying to come up with like an alternative strategy in case you can't pull it together. And just thinking about the kind of warfare that goes into that moment where you're about to give the gospel, and it wasn't just limited to you, like Sia was in the back, and she broke down and she was weeping for the lost. And I think all of us that were close to that moment were just recognizing the mantle of the evangelist, that when you're preparing to like step into that space and prepare people's hearts to receive God for the first time, it is a great weight. It is a stewardship. And both of you young people, I'm looking at you guys and going, yeah, you guys get it. You have the spiritual warfare going on, but also the stewardship. So it's two great weights sitting on your chest, but it's all the Lord's to bear. Yeah. But you're feeling it. It's almost like he lets you experience just enough weight for you to know that you can't carry it on your own.
That's true.
So it's heavy. You're feeling it, but he's holding it up, and now you've got to go out there and pull yourself together and let him use you.
That's true.
And here's what's crazy. I'm going to ask you this too.
A
couple things happen to me when I'm doing evangelism. Number one, as I approach the moment of decision, I start to have warfare in that moment that nobody's going to respond. So there's a temptation to hurry through the call because I'm scared that even if I just preach great, it's not going to hit. So I want to wrap it up and get off the stage.
Wow.
So that's attack number one. That almost every time I do it happens, and I have to almost like say no to myself and sit there in that moment with people. And then number two, when it's over, and my pastor actually called me on this one day. Like we'd have he said, do you ever find that after you have a really great harvest, you get depressed the next day? And I was like, actually, that is true. I literally get depressed every single time I give the gospel the next day. Like I wake up the next morning, I'm just like, feel awful. And he goes, oh, interesting. Me too. Well, talk to you later. Bye.
Oh, wow.
And all he did was call it out and then said goodbye. And I thought that was random.
Yeah.
But I know now years later, I know what he was doing there. Like, I think he was calling it out so you could just kind of understand the process your body goes through when you like release something that God has prepared you to do. And there's an effect to the body beforehand. There's an effect to the body afterwards, and you have to recover from it.
That's true.
Before you're ready for the next encounter.
Yeah. So, well, first, I didn't even know what you guys were talking about a backup plan if I didn't do it.
Because nobody knew where you were. We were at the point where
Sia
nobody
was praying
knew.
for me.
She was, but in the moments leading up to me sending her to go pray for you, we couldn't find you.
I was worshiping.
I got it, but I'm just telling you, the whole group was like, Nate is MIA. What are we going to do if we don't find him?
I mean, I know that I let people know where I am all the time.
I'm just telling you that's where we were at.
Shay always just knew where I was. But yeah, I was just trying to be present in the moment. I was really receiving from the Lord. I was just with everyone.
Praise God.
But other than that, they texted me, hey, Sia wants to pray over you. I was like, great, cool, I'll do that. And then David went up, and then when I went out, first I just want to say, as much as I was stressed over everything, not once was I ever stressed over the gospel message.
Good.
Not once was I ever doubting going up there. There were times leading up to the event where I doubted being the person that should share the gospel message. I felt that Moses pick Aaron moment. And every single time I felt the Lord tell me, like, no, I picked you. I don't care how unqualified you think you are. I picked you for a reason. And even now I'm still seeing that reason come to fruition.
Yep.
And there are times where I felt like I wasn't worthy for this, but God is worthy. I'm just going to be obedient to it. And that's really just the heart posture that I have to sit in doing ministry before I get like prideful or puffed up. You know, I just have to be humble. But even then, getting up there, there was not even, there was just a supernatural sense where I just wasn't nervous one bit. I walked up there and I owned that.
You shredded it.
Yeah, not
it was
because
a good
of myself, but like I was really like honing in on like the Spirit called me to do this. You are going to speak.
Do we have tape? Did Nate? Not Nate. Did Luke film this? Did your gospel get filmed?
Yeah, it got filmed.
Who's got that? Is it?
Movement. No, not Movement. Martus has it, and it was live streamed as well by Salvation Army. So it's on the YouTube for HowToLife Movement.
Oh, cool. All right, if I can find that, I'm gonna roll a few clips right now.
Cool.
All light does is expose what's already in that room. Is it God's fault for revealing that the room is dirty, or is it your fault for not keeping your room clean? That is not condemnation to any of you, but that is bare truth. As Christians, and actually as Gen Z who place a fault on God, we should not be blaming God for the bad things that happen to us or the cycles that we have got ourselves into. We got the room dirty. Our environment got the room dirty. I'm gonna go as far and say it probably wasn't even you if y'all wanna victimize yourself, but guess what? It was not the light of the world. No amount of sin, no amount of anxiety, no amount of anger, no amount of filth, no amount of darkness, pain, trauma, lust, shame can overcome the light of the world. Why? Because John chapter 1 verse 5 says the light shines in the darkness, and guess what? The darkness has not overcome it. Because as Gen Z, we are so drawn to this ambient light that looks pretty because darkness surrounds it. But Jesus, when he's put in a room, he covers every single crevice filled with darkness, even the ones that you don't want to touch. It might not look pretty, but it is really fulfilling.
And we're back. All right. So that's sick. I mean, bro, it was a pretty clear call for your first go at doing this. I'd say, if we're going to go Dave Portnoy here, we'll go 7-9. 7-9 all day. One bite, everybody knows the rules. Undercarriage, pretty solid, not too greasy. That's pretty good. Pretty solid. Which, if you know Portnoy's grading scale.
I don't.
You've never seen Dave Portnoy grade a pizza? Oh, because you're allergic to pizza.
Yeah.
That would be a complete turnoff. Mm-hmm. His rating scale probably goes to 10, but nobody gets a 10.
Nine two. 9-2.
I'm sure New York's pizza's got to be better.
I mean, it's in there, but New Haven pizza is great, bro.
What? Connecticut?
New Haven pizza is what started it all.
We're the best.
Yeah, okay. Sure.
We are the best, bro.
Sure. I don't even eat pizza, guys. So
I know he's allergic to it, so we're educating you on some
Yeah.
It's fine, bro. You're not even from that part.
Yeah, I don't care.
You are from that part. It's crazy. You're allergic to all the stuff in pizza, which also means you're allergic to bagels.
Yeah. I'm not allergic. I just throw up.
Bro, that's
I don't
crazy.
get bumps.
You puke. That's like a visceral reaction.
Something
That's
like
worse
that.
than bumps. You get like Will Smith hitch lips if you like eat
What's
a bagel.
that?
Like, it swell up. Like,
No, not. I just like.
Gross.
It's all out there.
Projectile?
Yeah.
I don't think I want to see that.
No.
No, we won't.
No.
All right, let's back to the event. All right,
Okay.
so projectiles. We're talking about gospel projectiles. We'll go back to that.
Holy Spirit.
Yeah, Holy Spirit projectiles. So you give the gospel, people are responding, and you said that even now you're kind of being affirmed, and hey, I was selected for this. I was the right one. What are some of those key moments that you're like?
Yeah. So the moment where I knew that I was supposed to do that was very much after it, when I did altar call for rededications, and my dad was the first one up there.
Whoa, your dad was there?
Yeah, my entire family
That's
was there.
so cool. I didn't know that.
Mhm.
That's very cool. They're not Gen Z.
No.
That's cool. No, anybody can go to these
Yeah.
events, but it's just got to be led for
Mhm.
and by and through Gen Z kind of thing.
True.
Yeah. Okay, so dad's up there rededicating.
Dad's up there, and his head is down, his arms are up. And
That's cool.
for me to be the one directing altar call, to see my own father up there, like the person that I look up to, like he's me but a different font. We're the same person basically, except he's bald. But to see him up there, that's one of the only things that I can remember everything. Like, a lot of it's repressed because of the stress and stuff.
Yeah.
If there's one thing that I cannot forget, it's that moment. And even after that, I had this moment where everyone's coming up to me when the event's over, where they want a picture, they want to say that I did a good job, my message touched them, blah, blah, blah. I'm just giving glory to God. And suddenly my mom comes up, take pictures with them, my aunt, everyone, blah, blah, blah. My dad comes up to me, and he gives me a huge hug. Context. Remember in January when we first met? We were sitting in the diner, and the reason why I got there late was because I was talking to Jordan about my family not wanting me to do full-time ministry.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That was that night?
That was that night.
Dang, bro.
That was when me and my dad got into a whole thing, and I can say this now. And he, crash out moment, didn't want me to be a missionary, didn't even want me to be in HowToLife.
Wow.
Needed me to wake up and get a full-time job because money was what I was supposed to be dependent on.
Yeah.
And I was trying to work with Jordan about, like, okay, how do I continue doing this?
And then he's repenting down there in the front.
Yeah.
That adds such a layer to it.
So the first day that I met you was actually the crash out day. That's why I got there late. And then
That's
now,
crazy.
fast forward.
And you were chill too. You
Yeah.
were calm considering.
Well, I had walked to the diner, so I had time to, like,
Oh, okay.
you
Gotcha. Dang.
yeah. And then
That's
Tom
crazy.
bought me a steak at that diner, man.
That's
It was
true.
fire.
Well, Palau did. Global Network Evangelists.
That's
Shout
true.
out. Like, they sponsored that.
Praise God.
Praise God.
But now, fast forward, he's rededicating his life. He comes and he hugs me, and here's what he says. He says, "I get it now. You didn't want the money."
You can't ask for anything better than that. That is beautiful, bro.
He was like, "You didn't want the money.
I love that.
You
That
didn't
is
need
so
the full-time job.
Wow.
You just wanted people to see Jesus."
That's fantastic.
And here's what he did. He said, "I release you from this."
Whoa,
Yeah.
Dad said that. That's sick.
Yeah.
That's really
And
good.
with tears in his eyes, I can count on my hands how many
Bro.
times I've seen my own dad cry.
Really?
That moment, I started to bawl, bro.
I love that.
Dude, it was
That's
incredible.
freaking awesome, dude. Man,
And
what a storyteller you are.
It was at that
I
moment
hope it's
where
all true.
it is.
No,
it
it's
is.
true. It's true. It's true. It's true.
Jordan's family talks about that moment all the time.
Bro,
because not everyone gets that vindication.
No, not
moment.
everybody gets that moment. And that is beautiful.
And I really
so now
thank
you're
God.
in it. You are in it.
Yeah.
You're in it for life now.
That was that moment where I was like, yeah, I was called to do
Let's
that.
go.
That was God's
Hey,
vindication.
we're gonna go somewhere together. I'm gonna take you somewhere to preach the gospel again.
I
Get
would
another
love that.
experience. It's gonna happen. We're gonna do that. I don't know where
I'm
yet.
in.
We'll figure it out.
Don't worry. Now my dad's fully supportive, by the way.
Dad is fully supportive.
So after that moment, 2 weeks after I get...
Is he a monthly supporter?
He is.
No way. That's even better.
Yeah.
You know, it took my parents 20 years to sign up to be
No.
monthly supporters.
Oh, shoot.
Talk about not really having any skin in the game. But I mean, I'm sure they helped me in other ways. But when they did start monthly, it wasn't even because of me. It was for one of the Josiahs.
Oh,
they
what?
were supporting them monthly.
That's crazy.
The other one, not you.
I
Not
know.
you, good looking. The other one.
I know.
Yeah, which is crazy. So, bro, now when you think about the future, what's going through your head? Like, what are you dreaming about?
Oh, man. Dude, I'm
comes
just
next?
thinking about, like, as many opportunities that I can get to share the gospel, I want to snag it.
Yeah.
Because even if it's not publicly, like, I do this for homeless people and nobody knows. I don't
Yeah.
need to tell people, right?
Yeah, you just told
And-
everybody. Just kidding. I'm joking.
Nobody's got to know the number.
No, we don't know
But
the
in New
number.
York, there's a lot of homeless people.
Yeah. It could be
right?
every day. It could be
And
all day, every day.
Those are the opportunities that I'm looking for.
That's freaking
Right?
awesome.
Whether it's an opportunity to speak at festivals,
Mm.
conferences, or for me to do it in secret where nobody ever knows.
Yeah.
I want secret ministry more than public ministry, and that's honestly, like, I value public ministry a lot. I value the platform. It's great. It has its place, but fruit is grown in secret, and ultimately, I want to be someone that bears fruit more than, like, just good gifts or skill.
That's really cool. Well, so I love it that you've made the trek to Connecticut. We met in January. You're at my house, and it's now June.
Oh, yeah.
So we've known each other for a whopping 6 months barely, and I've got to see you on stage a couple times. I've hung out with you at a retreat. I've got to see you preach the gospel. I've got to see you kind of do like the follow-up part at last night's HowToLife event in Worcester, which that popped off. There was a solid 200 plus, probably closer to 250 in the room last night, which it's New England, bro. That doesn't happen often.
Wow.
So that was sick. It was
Wow.
really, really good. Trying to get these dodos over here to get their stuff ready to do How to Life here in Eastern Connecticut again.
Come on, let me know.
Hopefully by the time people are watching this, it's getting ready to pop up and I can put like a little ad here. But
You send them over
Should I
my
do the
way.
screaming
I'll
goat
get them
for another
straight. Don't
ad?
worry.
what's that?
Should I do the screaming goat to cue another ad?
No, it's not an ad. Hopefully it's me celebrating, be like, correction, this event just took place or this event is happening right now. Because, you know, New England is hard. It's a different hard than New York City. I mean, I feel like, you know, one time I was in the city, and it was actually for the launch of Hillsong Church.
Oh, wow.
And I brought a group from Connecticut, and so we encountered a homeless guy, and we're like, hey man, do you want to eat? Do you have clothes? So we were like hooking him up. And at the end, we were like, do you have a Bible? Okay, well, let's go get you a Bible. And we trudged all over the city looking for a Bible, and we could not find one in the store in Manhattan.
What?
So in the end, we found a used bookstore, and all the way down in the basement, all the way in the back corner, there was one used Bible.
Wow.
And we bought it for the guy. But it took us a half a day to find that Bible in New York City, in the center. So now that I've said that, look around for Bibles and be like, if you're not in a church setting, it's hard to find Bibles.
It's true.
Maybe in New England it's not hard to find Bibles, but nobody's reading them up here. And we are definitely post-Christian up here, and our churches are very small. It's slower paced life than New York City, but not that slow. It's still pretty fast. Life's still pretty fast. But I think people in New England have been there, done that, bought the T-shirt, been the T-shirt. We don't do that anymore, kind of thing. We worship education now. We worship pop culture now.
That's so depressing.
We worship our phones now. Whatever
That's
it
true.
is.
I mean, everyone does.
Yeah, everybody's kind of in that point, but New England in particular, really tough place. But I have seen How to Life slice into not just New York, but into some of the spaces here, make connections with young people in ways that the church isn't necessarily making connections. And so really grateful to you guys
Praise
for
God.
stepping up to the plate. Gen Z is stepping up to the plate.
There's something really special about this generation. They're like go-getters, and they're less like sayers, or let's do this, but they actually do it.
And do it in teams. Like,
that's right.
It's not a solo show.
Yeah,
like,
it's an alpha wolf type.
You guys go together, and I love that. I wish I was born in Gen Z all the time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, all the time. I'm like, I was untimely born.
But you act like, well, you got the jokes, you got like everything.
That's true, I do.
You're practically one of us.
I look at just.
We'll include him, right? Yeah. Like, he's in.
He's like, I'm uncomfortable with this conversation because this guy roasts me all the time. It's all good. Like, he doesn't even know what to say right now. All right, it's all good. Yeah. There's no words.
Yeah, no. Nothing.
Well, Nathan, thank you so much for being on the show today.
Thank you for having me.
I'd love to have a follow-up with you as time goes on and your missionary life continues to evolve, and see what God does over the next couple of years.
Praise God. Yeah.
Full-time missionary. Drops out of college.
Come on now.
Now he's on the Gospel Cast. You're coming up in the world.
Going back to college soon. Liberty, maybe. I don't know.
Oh, really?
We'll
like online or what?
I'd like to do online.
Follow Jordan's plan. He saved people a lot of money.
He told me about that plan.
Yeah, do the plan and you'll be good.
That plan.
Yeah, and keep on doing the mission thing.
I might use Sia's link to apply for free. Maybe.
You should do that. That's liberty.edu/Sia. I wonder if she gets credit for that. She get like a little
I have no clue.
gold star next to her name.
I'll give her another gold star.
All right. Gold scar?
Star.
Ooh, wow. Jeez. All right. That's all the time we got for today. Thank you, Nathan.
Thank you guys for having me. Oh my gosh. This was beautiful.
Awesome.
Praise God.
Next week on the Gospel Cast, tune in to hear our special guest, Sam Twine. You certainly won't want to miss it.